Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Yes, yes, good morning Vaishnavi, Shreya, Bharat, Malika, Shambhita and Shreyaksha. Okay, so guys, yes, this is going to be the last session for our revision. In the evening at 6, we will be having a session for your gross total income question, and in fact, we will go with the mock test papers. So here in this notes which has been shared with you, there are the mock test papers. So what we will do, we'll go with the questions of the mock test paper. So we will solve the questions in the class. First, I will give you time to start solving it, because thing is what in tax many time it happens like that. You feel that you feel you're understanding the question, but you are not able to start the solution. So we will put an exam point of view solution of the questions, and we will solve some questions in our next class. Okay, so that we will have in the evening. Definitely we'll discuss that as well. Before going to that, let's start with what we have done yesterday with a rapid revision, and then we'll move forward with our next part of this revision and the last part of this revision with the chapters of deductions and TDS. Okay, TDS is really tedious. I know guys, right? Okay. So in the last class, guys, which chapter we have done? We have done income from other sources, and then we have continued with our set of carry forward and clubbing of income. Okay, so come with me. Let's quickly revise all of these chapters. First, we'll start with our income from other sources. Okay, so here we have seen that at the end, if your income is not able to taxable in any particular head of income, please bring it to the income from other sources and we'll tax it here. In short, income tax department says that none of your income will let it exit or avoid or let it go. We'll tax each and every income until unless we provide you exemption. So in income from other sources, we will tax all the different balance remainder income, including rent from plant and machinery, subletting of property, interest on your investments, if that is in your stock in trade, dividends are your taxable here. Thereafter, salary of MP, MLAs will be taxable here. Further, post office saving account, saving interest will be calculated here, taxable here. All these things are going to be taxable here. Interesting thing here comes into picture when the gifts come into picture. So gifts, in the case of gifts, first you will give to the first you will bring this gift to our conditions. Which were these conditions? This condition were MRID, HUT, LA, ITC. M for marriage, R for relative, I for your what we say inheritance, D for death, H for hospital, U for university, T for trust, and thereafter there was what T trust happen, hospital happen, death happen. Okay, so these were the maximum of the cases. So if you get this gift from any of these people are your giver of the gift, or any of this condition is the when you have received this gift is going to be absolutely exempt. Okay, whatever it may be Mercedes, maybe BMW, it can be a gold, jewelry, diamond, Kohinoor diamond as well. It is going to be fully exempt. If not in one of the situation, then please bring it forward and divide it into three parts. The first part talks about cash. Total cash received in a year up to 50,000 is absolutely exempt. 50,000 से एक रुपया भी extra दे दिया ना, it is going to be fully taxable. Another limit is there for personal movable property, but please remember personal movable property includes only SSJDP SAO, that is shares, security, jewelry, drawing, painting, sculpture, any other work of art. Okay, so if someone gives me a BMW, so that's not taxable. Someone gives me a Rolex watch, that's not taxable. Why? Because that doesn't come in JDP SAO. Everyone clear? 50,000 is separate limit for this, and the last one, third part, is your immovable property, which has its own separate 50,000 limit. Okay, so please accordingly you will tax it different 50,000 limit for all of them. Remember, each have 50,000 limit. In case of immovable property, you will compare with your stamp duty value. If your sale consideration 110% से ज़्यादा है आपकी stamp duty value. Okay, moving forward, we have seen relatives. Who are relatives here? So your mother, father, their brother, sister and spouses, your brother, sister and their spouses, your grandmother, grandfather and all of your ancestors, and your all the descendants as well. Your wife, his brother, sister and spouses, her mother, father, that's it, and her linear ascendant. From all of this, you can take as much as gift as you want. So please, after 1:30, call all of them and ask as many gifts as you can. Okay. Further, we have gone to the another part, interesting part of the chapter, which talks about the immovable property. If the gifter, the transferor, is transferring the immovable property as stock in trade, 43CA will come. If it is transferred as capital asset, 50C will come. All of this section says that if your sell consideration 110%, you will go. If your stamp duty value is more than 110% of your sell consideration, simply accept your stamp duty value as your full value of consideration. If your stamp duty value is less than 110% of your sell consideration, in that case accept the sell consideration. And also the difference, if this difference is above 50,000, 56,210 will also come in the hands of receiver, and he will also get all this taxed. So we have seen a beautiful example of Hari which covers both the situations and understands you very much clearly. Second thing, also it states that if you are receive, generally we will say stamp duty value as on date of registration, but if you are receive any advance by account, pay, cross check, all of these words are important. Account, pay, cross check, or NEFT, RTGS, or any direct bank transfer. If you receive any advance on the agreement date, then we'll consider the SDV as on agreement date, or generally we'll consider of SDV as on date of registration. 50C याद कर लेते हैं हम थोड़ा सा. अगर आपको SDV ज़्यादा लग रही है तो you can refer the case to the valuation officer. If valuation officer increases it, just ignore him. If it decreases it, just accept it. Further, we have seen that if you have received any forfeited amount of house property after 1/4/14 will be taxable in the income from other source in the respective year. Okay. Thereafter, guys, for the taxation of dividend, we have seen dividend is always taxable in income from other sources, but further there are 5 types of dividend which will be also known as deemed dividend. Section 222A, B, C, D, E. A is distribution of asset, B is distribution of debenture, C is on close down, that is on liquidation, distribution of asset, D is reduction of capital, and E is when the closely held company gives loan to advances to the closely held person. In this case, it is also going to be deemed dividend. Further, we have seen in this chapter what we have seen. Yeah, and the last part we have seen that if you have any income from other sources because of say rent of plant and machinery or anything like that, and that's not your business, so we will let you allow all the deductions all for of the expenditure which you have incurred to earn this income, other than this following. सबसे पहला जिसके ऊपर आपने TDS ही नहीं किया है. TDS क्यों नहीं किया है? Because TDS नहीं किया है. If it is payment to resident, 30% will be disallowed. Payment to non-resident, if it is 100% disallowance. Remember, you have to deduct the TDS during the previous year and pay before return filing due date. Okay. Thereafter, we go further and we see, guys, that also if you pay anyone more than 10,000 in cash, you pay excess to relative, just like 40A2 and 40A3. The disallowances are attracted in income from other sources as well. Then with this, we finished our income from other source chapter. Thereafter, we started with the next chapter, that is your income from clubbing of income of other persons, including your assess's total income. In the clubbing of income, please see the first thing was the income of a child. Income of child will be clubbed in the hands of parents whosever income is higher. Okay. Before going at clubbing of income, say me one thing, is iOS clear to everyone? Everyone super duper with iOS? Quickly say me, guys. Let me know if you have any queries of iOS. Yes, everyone clear with the income from other sources? Arre, come on, say me yes or no. Yes. Okay. Very good. So now let's go to the next chapter, that is clubbing of income. In clubbing of income, the first provision which we have seen, that the income of a children is going to be clubbed in the hands of mother or father, whosever total income is higher, before adding this children's income. Okay. Now please remember, the children's income will not be clubbed in 3 cases. The first is when he has done the child labor. The second is when he has done child labor, means some manual work. Okay. The second is because of skill and talent, if he have earned anything, so it will be remaining with him only. And the third is if he is suffering from any disability. In these three cases, it will be not clubbed. Other than all cases, it will be clubbed in the hands of parents. And remember, of 1500 rupees per child per year deduction you will get while you are clubbing this. Okay. Thereafter, the next different provisions which you have seen, when you transfer the asset to wife, to son's wife, or to third person, or third person के बाद में जाइए, to wife and son's wife. So income on this asset which is received by you, even though received by you, will be taxable in the hands of transferor. Further, if you transfer the asset to any third person and ask them to credit the income in someone else's benefit, even there will be the clubbing of income would be there. Further, if you do not transfer the asset but you only transfer the income, still the clubbing of income provision would be applicable. Also, if you have a substantial interest in any company or partnership firm and that pays salary to your spouse, which is not in consideration with their technical and professional knowledge, so they do not have, the spouses do not have that technical and professional knowledge, and still they are getting a salary, this will be clubbed in the hands of the person who is having substantial interest. Please remember, but if they do have that professional and technical qualification, then there will be no clubbing of income. And then also we have seen one of the interesting thing, which is revocable transfer. If you do revocable transfer, until unless it is done on the death, it is also clubbed. Further, reverse mortgage, in that case also if property gets transferred, even that is going to be also clubbed here. Thereafter, we have seen the cross transfer case. से एक के husband ने दूसरे के wife को कुछ amount transfer की, दूसरे के husband ने पहले के wife को some amount has been transferred. The common amount, the minimum amount of both will be clubbed in the respective husband's income. Okay, so this were all your clubbing of income provisions. Have I left anything? Yes, the last part of the chapter which talks about second generation income. So if you generate income on income, so in that case only the basic income will be the first income which was clubbed, that will only continue clubbing. The income on income, the extra income will not be clubbed. I have given you example of myself itself. Okay. Also, one last thing was there, that when you invest in the business of your spouses, in that case, if your investment forms in the opening capital, that's as on 1st of April, and so the proportionate profit will be clubbed in the hands of the investor, okay, or the one who is giving the money. Everyone, please remember this. So with this, we finish our next chapter as well. That was your clubbing of income. Everyone clear with this? Any queries so far? Come on, quickly say me. टुडे मॉर्निंग यू डिडंट हैड एनी सेशन ना, थोड़ी एनर्जी दिखाओ मुझे, जैसे मैं आपको इतनी एनर्जी दिखा रहा हूँ ना, आप भी थोड़ी एनर्जी दिखाओ और मुझे मैसेज करो फटाफट फटाफट. Yes, okay, very good. Stay awake with me. आज सुबह अच्छी सी नींद हुई ना सबकी, so stay with me. Okay. Now the next chapter was set off and carry forward. In this chapter, we have seen that always the losses will first go for intra-head adjustment, and if not set off, then they will go for inter-head adjustment. But please remember, the losses when secured, when incurred, only that year that can go for the inter-head adjustment. If it is a carry forwarded losses, that will only be eligible for intra-head adjustment. So what are the restrictions for intra-head adjustment? 4 restrictions were there. One was speculative income, another was specified income, and the third one was your income from owning and maintenance of horses, and the fourth and the last one was short-term long-term capital gain can go to only long-term capital gain. These were 4 restrictions for your intra-head. For inter-head, these 4 were continued, 2 were added. That was your business loss cannot be set off with your salary income, and the last one was your short-term loss can be set off against only long-term as well as short-term capital gain. Okay, so with this rule, other all things you can do. Remember, if you are setting off your losses of your house property, maximum 2 lakhs you can set off in this year. If there is any more further, you have to carry forward for the next coming year. Also, we have remember that how. Okay, just a minute. Also, we have also remember that there were some limitations of carry forwarding of these losses, but we remember this very much nicely. 2 limitations. There is no limitation for your unabsorbed depreciation and your specified business. Government want to promote this. There is 8 years limitation for all other, and there is only 4 years limitation for speculation and owning of maintenance of horses. So this was something which you need to remember very nicely. I will suggest please guys go through the questions of this chapter, because they are very important to understand the correct thing about this particular chapter, because this chapter may seem very simple for you in the terms of understanding it, but it's quite difficult when you practically implement it. Okay, That's it. That's the revision of this chapter. With this, we finish up this chapter as well. Let me know if you have any queries in this chapter as well. And I see that you had accounts class in the morning. Oh, so it seems you are okay. So wait a minute. But today it's Monday, na? There was no about to be accounting class. Was it an extra class for you? Very busy. Don't worry, guys. Just 1 month. After 1 month, your exam days will be so quickly gone that you won't even remember your exam days very much nicely. And then you will have 2 months of holiday where you can enjoy whatever, however you want. Okay. So please, please, please bear this. You are strong. Okay. Yes, what is deemed dividend? This has been asked by Hriday. Hriday, see, dividend is the one when company declares a dividend. Deemed dividend are the one, even though these things are not dividend paid, they will be assumed as a dividend and will be taxable in income from other sources. For example, distribution of assets. So what happens? Company ने dividend दिया तो taxable हो जाएगा. तो dividend की जगह वो क्या करेंगे? सबको टीवी बांट देंगे. हमारे shareholders को टीवी चाहिए, सबको टीवी बांट देंगे. What they will do? They will ask in AGM, what do you require this year? You want AC? Let's give all AC. You want table? Let's give all table. You want computer? Let's give all laptops and computer. So this should not happen. And if this happens, still this laptop and computer will be treated as deemed dividend as this is distribution of asset by the company. Got it, Hriday? Okay, Vaishnavi is sharing yesterday's class was cancelled. So yesterday you would have enjoyed ना. अच्छा है ना उल्टा Sunday को आपने enjoy किया. I was about to keep an extra class on Sunday itself. No, Sunday को तो accounts था. On Saturday, but I thought that let you enjoy Saturdays and Sundays. Malika is saying only 4 days holidays. Okay, Malika, that would be then BCom classes, na yaar. BCom and CA is so different. Okay. Chalo, let's come back to our classes, guys. Now see what I felt, guys. I feel that yesterday after doing set off and carry forward, let's take one or two question of set off and carry forward, because that's very much important to understand the practical impact of set off and carry forward. And let me see how much you know this already. Okay, so let me bring your study material into place, and let me see how much well through you are there with the set off and carry forward, because किसी ने question तो पूछा नहीं है. So I want absolutely right answer from you guys, and after that we will continue our revision. Okay. Where is our set of carry forward chapter? Yeah. Okay, we'll do this question. Question number 5. It seems interesting. Yes, guys, I will read this question for you. I will give you 5 minutes to solve this question, or else then I will start solving this question. Okay. Mr. Aditya furnishes the following details for the year ended 31st March 2023. Loss from speculation business. Speculation business का loss है. Keep it separate. Income from speculative business. Just think if it will set off or not. First, always will go for intrahead then interhead. Loss from specified business. Income from salary. Income from letting out of house property. Income from trading business is also there. Long-term capital gain is there, and long-term capital loss is also there. Okay. Long-term capital loss on sale of share in recognized stock exchange, STD paid on the time of acquisition, and also there is more long-term capital gain loss when STD was paid. Okay. So you have the question in front of you, guys. Yes. So your time starts to solve this question. You got 4 minutes time for this, guys. It's simple question for you. Say me what would be the final taxable income of Mr. A. Yes, I'm waiting for your answers, guys. Yes, I'm waiting for your answers. Oh wait, guys, there is more two things to this. I just forgot to say you that. See here, losses owing to maintenance of resources pertaining to AY, ये carry forward loss है और business का भी brought forward loss है. These two things has to be considered, guys. Yes, I got one answer from Samita. Very good. From Zimba. Hopefully, you are not looking your answers in the study material, huh? Very good, Shreya. Yes, more 2 minutes to go. Shiraksha, Bhumika, everyone getting the same answer? Yes, last 30 seconds. Okay, very good. Let me solve this, guys. Pay attention, everyone. See, first thing is that you have income from salary, right? Income from salary is given to you how much? 3 lakhs. Okay, so your salary income 3 lakhs. Okay, I'm just solving it shortcut. Okay, further income from house product. All other losses are of business, right? And short term, long term capital loss that cannot be set off to salary because long term loss requires only long term gains. So here income from house property, can it set off to the salary? Absolutely yes. So minus house property loss, which is 2,50,000, but maximum it can be set off how much? 2 lakhs only. So 50,000 would be carry forwarded and 1 lakh would be outside. Please remember, you can write, wait a minute, is it not visible to you? Just a second. Yeah. Please remember, write down this separately at the end of the all question. Like once you have finished the question answer, then write down this separately, that this losses are carry forwarded. What happens, because there are separate marks, it may happen sometimes the checker misses this in between your question. Okay, so whatever losses are carry forwarded at the end, write them separately. It may take you a half minute extra, but it may give you 2 marks or 1 marks, which is very much important. Okay. Thereafter, there is income from a speculative business of 5,000 and loss of 25,000. So your business loss, first speculative 5,000 gain we have, and loss of 25,000. So again, outside would be 0, 20,000 would be carry forwarded. Write it down separately. Further, loss from specified business. But is there any specified business profit? No. So this specified business loss will be carry forwarded as it is. Write down this also separately at the end. Further, long-term capital gain is of 2 lakhs. And can long-term capital gain set off your long-term capital losses? Yes. So all the losses will be separated from him. Even though STD paid or not paid, no issue. The losses can be set off here. Okay. So how much comes out? 63,000 comes out, right? 70, no, not 63,000. Wait a minute. Oh, 23,000, sorry. 23,000 comes out here. Further, see here you have income from trading business. So trading business, it should be upside only. Sorry, I just missed it. Trading business income, you have 40,000 and you have a carry forward loss for trading business. So this will be set off here. Balance would be how much outside? Wait a minute. Okay, this is 45,000 and 5,000. So balance would be out 40,000. So total comes to 1,63,000. So all of you have given a very correct answer. Very good. Very nice. Okay. So this is how much you should perfect you should be. Further, this loss of owning and maintenance of horses will be also carry forwarded as it is. So आप ये सारे loss की एक अलग से list बना दोगे. Everyone clear? Very good. Just let me take one more last question. Let me see which one is difficult for you. Yeah, this seems very nice. Question number 8 seems nice. Yeah, question number 8. Okay, I'm reading the question for you. Mr. Rajat submits the following information for the financial year ending 31st March. He desires that you should compute the total income and a certain amount of losses that can be carried forward. See, it's separately asked. So please maintain a separate working note. We will separate answer which will say all the losses carry forwarded. So see, he has 2 houses. From one he has a profit, from one he has a loss. Next, he has 3 proprietary businesses. One is textile business, chemical business and leather business. See what will happen with all of this. Share of profit in a firm in which he is a partner since 2008. So share of profit is also given to him. Share of profit क्या होता है याद करना, मैंने आपको बताया था. Next, short term capital gain is given and long term capital losses are given to him. And contribution to LIC fund, this is come under deduction. We haven't learned this in the revision, but you definitely would be knowing this. So yes, question is in front of you. मैं आपके यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ सिर्फ long term capital loss of 35,000 and LIC premium of 10,000. Please calculate the net total income of this person. Is there any other information? No. Yes. Last question and then we'll move forward with our next chapter. Everyone, your time starts now. 4 minutes. Yes, yes, I got two different answers now. Very good. I feel Malika, you haven't done the deduction of LIC. Guys, 1 minute to go. Yes, Sumeet and Bhavya are there with the answer. Kriti is there. Kirti, I have seen you first time in the chat. Shiraksha, very good. Just half minute to go quickly, guys. What about Zimba? Hriday, participate in this as well. Surjan, come on, everyone answer, guys. Okay. Yes. Shall we solve, everyone? Okay, let's begin. See, first thing here, house property, you have profit from versus loss from another. Fine, you can set them off. Yes. So house property 1, 72,000 profit. House property 2, loss of 30,000. Outside it will be how much? It will be 42,000. Okay. Further, textile business, even though further see now here, textile business discontinued from here. Here you have loss. Brought forward loss. Everything is loss. Discontinued from no loss, no profit. Fine, great. Bad debts allowed in earlier recovered. So this is going to be your addition, right? Recovered bad debts are fully taxable. Brought forward business loss of 50,000 and current year business profit of 1 lakh. So I am writing here PGBP. First, leather business profit of 1 lakh. Add bad debts recover of another business. How much? 35,000. So total how much we have? Total we have 1,35,000. Right? Further, we have done this amount and we have done this amount as well. Now we'll start subtracting the losses from this. So now first we will subtract your current year loss of your textile business. That comes to 40,000. Balance 90,000, 95,000 is still outside there. Okay, and now you will subtract the brought forward loss. The loss, this is also done. So the complete 95,000 can be subtracted here. So there is nil profit outside. We still have a loss of this 50,000, but this 50,000 loss will be carry forwarded. Why it haven't been set off here in house property? Because it's a brought forward loss. Okay, brought forward loss can't participate in inter-head adjustment. They are eligible for only intra-head adjustment. So this is going to be carry forwarded as it is. Further, share of profit in a firm is exempt, right? And short-term capital gain 60,000, long-term capital loss. Long-term capital loss will be also carry forwarded. Why? Because that cannot be set off against short-term capital gain, and here short-term capital gain will come as it is 60,000. So your total GTI becomes 1,02,000 minus 10,000 your LIC premium ATC, and your 92,000 is your net total income. Two losses have been carry forwarded that you will write separately here. One, that is your PGBP ka loss, and another is your long-term capital loss. Everyone clear with this solution? Okay, I'm not writing this everything in detail because it will consume our more of time and you guys already know, so I'm not going into detail of that. But if you have any query of any specific point, please let me know. Kirti sir, the business losses brought forward be set off first to the current year loss. No, always it's a sequence. First you will subtract current year loss and then you will subtract the brought forwarded loss. It's a sequence. You can't do upside down. Okay. Clear? Okay. So very good. It seems you are very much aware with all the questions. It's very nice to see all of this. Hopefully every one of you get the all India rank here. Okay. So now let's go to the next chapter, the chapter of your deductions. So here we are going to see number of sections. Guys, see what I have meant. I have made this one sheet. This is what I make students make in a class. When we are learning every section, I put it down entries here as well. Similarly, please make one chart at your own handwriting. That's very much beneficial because what happens when you write in your own writing, it is very quick to glance. You do not need to focus everywhere. So just make one sheet like this when you are learning these different sections. This will help you a lot. Okay, and stick it again somewhere where you regularly look, maybe mirror or maybe somewhere where you do brush. Okay, but do stick it. कुछ नहीं तो घर वालों को लगेगा तो भी सही क्या पढ़ रहे हो. Okay. So let's come to the chapter of deductions. In deductions, first when you enter into the section of chapter of ATC, so you know ATC is a big mall. ATC is a big mall, and you know there is one gatekeeper on the gate of this mall. This mall says that this gatekeeper says that okay, ATC there is a big mall part. इसका भी एक part है बड़े मॉल का जो है आपका ATC का डिडक्शन. Okay, and there is a gatekeeper who is standing right here. He says you can shop whatever you want, but maximum you can take out how much? 1.5 lakh का सामान only. Are you understanding? So maximum deduction you can take out from your ATC shop in a big mall is of 1.5 lakh only. Okay, so let's see what different things are available in this ATC shop. So see here, first is your life insurance payment. Okay, but please remember, just a second. Yeah. So first, life insurance premium. Okay, here whose life insurance premium you can take is only self, spouse and children. That's it. Okay, and in case of HUF, any member of HUF. So you can't take and you won't get the deduction of life insurance of your parents as well. Only self, spouse and children. Okay. Further, if the policy is a bill before 1/4/12, the deduction is the premium paid or 20%. Okay, if it is after 1/4/12, the deduction is again premium paid or 10% of policy. And if it is after 1/4/13 for handicap assessees or who is suffering with disability, the deduction is 15% of policy value or premium paid. Okay, so please remember. Always remember. Now see, if this is your timeline, okay, say this is 1/4/12. Before this, the deduction was 20% of sum assured. After this, the deduction is 10% of sum assured. And hereafter, after 1/4/13, for only handicapped assessees, the deduction is 15% of sum assured. So if there is some assessee who is handicapped in between here, for him the limit is only 10% because for handicap the separate policy came after 1/4/13. Okay, so this is the timeline. If you do your policy before 1/4/12, the sum assured is 20% of sum assured or premium paid. After that is 10% only. Okay. Further, this is the first part of this mall. This is the first section of this mall, of this shop. Next is your amount in your PPF, again for you, your spouse as well as your children. Contribution to statutory provident fund, recognized provident fund. So if you remember, when we learned provident funds of salary chapter, whatever our payment, we used to ignore there. You will in fact get a deduction here in ATC. Further, amount invested in NSC, loan taken from bank, financial institution for purchase or construction of house. So now please remember, repayment of principal amount. Interest deduction you will get in house property under section 24B, interest on borrowed capital. Repayment of principal amount deduction you will get in ATC. Okay. Fixed deposit in scheduled bank for 5 years or more. Tuition fees paid for education of children, maximum 2 children. Tuition fees. Tuition means not the extra tuition, it's a school fees basically. Notified bonds of NABARD, deposit in senior citizen scheme, ULIP scheme, notified units of mutual fund, UTI mutual fund, deposit in Sukanya Samruddhi scheme, stamp duty, registration fees of house, even that is allowed as a deduction here. Further, in employees, if the employee is central government employee, so further he will get the deduction of pension scheme as well. So see, so many things are available to him if he invest in any of this or do in any of this kind of expenditure. So ATC, but remember, ये सब कुछ मिलके maximum how much he can take outside of the shop. Watchman allows only 1.5 lakh. That's it. Okay. Please go through it carefully. Ask me if you have any question. Yes. Done everyone? So in this specifically, please remember this. In examination, many times questions are given for this and they confuse you with the relation. Okay. Medical premium is allowed for parents and separate limit is given for that under section 80D. But ATC, LIC, insurance payments and PPF are only for you, hum do, hamare do. That's it. Okay. And also please remember this timeline very much carefully. 1/4/12. Before this, premium paid or 20% of sum assured. After this, 10% of sum assured. But for handicap SSC, after this, 15% of sum assured. But only for handicap SSC. Everyone clear? Will you remember this? Okay. Further, so in this mall there is one more shop with the name ATCCC. Contribution to pension fund of LIC or other insurance company. And here another 1,50,000 deduction is available. Now please remember, ATCCC is contribution to pension fund of LIC or insurance company. If you contribute to the pension of central government, it is ACCCD. Okay, so please remember here further in your mall, I will just put you back, just a minute. Yeah. So here is there another shop, ATCCC. Okay, contribution to pension fund of LIC. And one more shop here is there, ATCCD. Okay. So what ACCCD is contribution to the Atal Pension Yojana, that is central government's pension yojana. But here what is the limit? Here it has a separate limit. That is how much? If he is salaried employee, employee's contribution of 10% of salary, and if he is not a salary employee, that 20% of gross total income. ATCCD. Many of students are confused here. Okay, but please Get it clear here. If you have any query, ask me. Because as I always say, where is the confusion, there is a question. There can be a beautiful MCQ question that can be framed upon this. Okay. And further what they say that 80 1B is another reduction which is also eligible. So please pay attention. I'll understand, make you understand this. See, 80C का 1.5 लाख है, इसका भी 1.5 लाख है. ओके, 80 का क्या है? 10% of your salary or 20% of your GTI. The limit is there for going out of this door. And because people were more interested into this, they have opened one more shop outside this mall which has a small door here, and this is 80CCD2. Okay, sorry, 1B, which has separate 50,000 limit. Okay, so it's upon you. इसके अंदर आना है तो अंदर आ जाओ, इसका अलग से लेना है तो आप अलग भी ले सकते हो. Okay, I will make it clear to you. Wait a minute. Well, let's read further what's given here further. And 80CCD2, don't confuse with it, because that is for the employer's contribution. That is altogether separate. Employer, whatever employer contribute for NPS, that will be for him. And now the interesting thing come into picture is that the 80CC in सबका मिलाकर, for all the boundaries I am creating, pay attention. From this a complete mall, maximum you can take out is how much? 1.5 lakh only. So 80C plus 80CCD, CCC plus 80CCD 1 80CCD, ये तीनों मिला के आप 1.5 लाख की लेके जा सकते हो, और ये एडिशनल 50,000. So total, if you include all, limit is of 2 lakhs. Hopefully you will understand with this diagram. Got it? So इतने सारे 80C में से 1.5 लाख ला सकते हो. You can donate to the LIC, you can put into the LIC pension plan, you can bring 1.5 lakh, you can put into the central government pension plan, you can put 1.5 lakh, but all this together only 1.5 lakh limit. So now what happens, say if you are already, now everyone please pay attention, say if you are already exhausting your limit of 80C in all this, and you want to still put some money in Atal Pension Yojana or pension scheme of central government, you have additional 50,000 separate deduction. So what you do, including all this, you first take deduction of all 80C, all 80CCC, and still there is balance, then take 80CCD, or 80CCD take separately in the 80CCD 1B. So 1B and 80CCD 1 both say same thing, but 1B has a separate limit of 50,000. Got it, everyone? Everyone got it? If you want to draw this diagram, quickly draw it, guys. If you have any query, please let me know. Everyone clear? Everyone clear? Will you remember ADC nicely? Okay. So see, here all the sections have been given in a summary. You can quickly take a screenshot of this, guys. See, it has a separate limit of 1.5 lakh, 1.5 lakh. It has its own limit, including all these three. There is this limit. Yes, not in both. Matlab, if he paid 1 lakh, he can take 50,000 here and maximum 50,000 here. Not in both with same amount. Same amount at only one place. This is separate, and this is when you contribute to your employees, and when employer contribute, this is also separate. 14% in case of government and central government employee, and 10% in case of other employees. Yes, what, Hriday? Yeah, Hriday. So for example, see, I have paid say 80,000. So 50%, up to 50,000, I can get in 80 CCD 1B, and balance 30,000 I can get in 1 80 CCD 1. Got it? So total 80,000 आपको ऐसा मिल सकता है. Say if I paid 30,000, so it's option upon me to go under 1 or to go under 1B. Okay, so 1 will go under 1 if there are no deduction of 80C or CCC, but under 80C already hai, so you will claim deduction under 80B up to 50,000. Got it, Hriday? Please get it absolutely clear in class itself, or don't go with any doubt at home. Everyone done? Okay, see in this question, guys, the gross total income of Mr. X is 8 lakhs. He has the following investment. Contribution to PPF, it will be under 80C. Payment to tuition fees of Ajay School, New Delhi for education of his son, 80C. Repayment of housing loan, 80C. And contribution to approved pension fund is 80CCC. So पहले तो ये तीनों मिला के 1.5 lakh is limit, right? And then इन दोनों को मिला के भी only 1.5 lakh is the limit. Everyone clear? Okay. So let's go to the next section, guys. The next section is section 80D. D for doctor. Okay, and remember it this way. So this talks about mediclaim. Mediclaim when you pay for yourself, your spouse and your children. Okay, and for parents. Please remember, for parents it is separate limit, and for you it is separate limit. The limit is 25,000 for you, and you means your family. हम दो हमारे दो. And 25,000 for parents. Both limits are separate. If you are a senior citizen, the limit will be additioned by 25,000. If your parents are also senior citizen, it will be added by 25,000. So अगर आप भी senior citizen हो, parents are also senior citizen, in that case the limit will be 1 lakh. If only parents are senior citizen, you are not senior citizen, limit is only 75,000. If neither you are senior citizen, neither parents are senior citizen, limit is 50,000 total, 25 each. So you can see this chart will help for your overall revision of this section 80D. Pay attention here. See, 25 different limit for you, different for parents. Okay. Further, if you are senior citizen, another 25, another 25. But what happens in many cases, senior citizen don't get mediclaim. Okay, so for them medical expenditure only for senior citizens is allowed, again for 50-50, because they are senior citizens, but maximum is 50 and 50. That's the limit. Everyone clear? Again I am saying, mediclaim if he is a normal citizen below 60, mediclaim ही allowed है. Senior citizen के लिए medical expenditure allowed है. Okay, and yes, preventive health checkup you can do up to 5,000 rupees only. and that can be in cash, other everything has to be paid by check. Further, there is separate for HUF. HUF का सब मिलाकर 50,000 है, that's it for your complete family. Just take a screenshot of this, guys. Everyone clear? Just go through it, try to remember it. Done everyone? Sure, clear? So we have done with almost 5 sections till now, guys. ADC, ADCCC, ADCCD1, ADCCD1B, ATCCE, which talks about the limit 1.5 lakh, ATCCD2, and then we have came to ATD. Okay. Further. Next section is your section. Shall we do one question, guys? Okay, let's go to section first. Next section is ADDD. DD is your double doctor. Deduction in respect of medical treatment and maintenance of handicap to dependent relative. So this is given to your relative. Okay. For SSC himself is there, that is U, 80U. When it is given to relative, see if the normal disability there is 75,000, severe disability flat deduction, no percentage or anything like that. Flat deduction. If he is suffering from normal deduction 75, severe disability 1,25,000. Okay. Further, SSC should just incur some expenditure, and he can be any relative, mother, father, brother, sister, or children. Further, next section is your ATDDB. Deduction in respect of specified medical treatment. Okay, again another interesting section. So if you are under any of your specified medical treatment, so which are the specified diseases that has been given on the government website? If one of them is your is your disease, in that case you get this separate deduction, ATDDB. So DD is all related to doctor only, you can say. Okay, so now here what happened, whatever actual amount of expenditure you have spent, okay, deduction is maximum to 40,000 or 1 lakh, and from that you will subtract if you get any insurance claim. So say I spent 10 lakh rupees, but deduction would be how much? 40,000 or 1 lakh, and from that also I will subtract if I have received any insurance claim. And remember, if it is normal case, then 45,000 is senior citizen patient, then 1 lakh rupees is the deduction. So whatever amount you spent, or 40 or 1 lakh, whichever is lower is your deduction, and from this deduction you will subtract medical claim if you receive any, and the balance would be available as a deduction under section 80DDB to you. Everyone clear? So see, we have so if you are creating a chart with you, so you can create the chart enough right now itself with me in a class. Okay, that would be really helpful for you. So see what sections we are done. We are done ATC. आपको याद आ रहा है क्या? देखो साथ साथ में ATCCD, ATCCD1, ATCCD1B, okay, इसकी लिमिट 1.5 लाख थी, इसकी 1.5 लाख थी, इसकी सेपरेट लिमिट थी 10% और 20%। इन तीनों की मिलके ATCCE लिमिट इज 1.5 लाख. This has limit of 50,000. Yes. Further, which section we seen? ATCCD2 for the employer. Next section we have seen ATD, that is 25k plus 25k, and it can be 50 plus 50 as well in case of senior citizen. ATDD, if you are a relative of any handicap assessee and you are taking care, the deduction is 75k or 1.25 lakh flat. Next we have seen ATDDB, which is for specified disease. So it is your amount or spent or 40k or 1 lakh, whichever is lower, minus claim if received, right? So these are all the sections. See, I'm repeating in number of wise, so it's more easy for you to remember. Okay, next section. I will say myself here is your ATU. In ATU, if the assessee himself is claiming the deduction of being handicapped or anything, the deduction is again 75k for normal disability and 1.25 lakh for your severe disability. But if you are not claiming this, then only you can claim this. Sorry, not this. If your relative is not claiming this, then you can claim this. Any one of this. Either relative will get or the assessee himself will get. Okay. ATU. Then everyone, chalo, I'm giving you 2 minutes time, memorize them all in class itself. Come on everyone. I'll be back in a minute. Just memorize it, guys. Yes. Done? Okay. So let's move forward. Next direction is section 80E. So E is for your education. This you can remember like way. Okay. So if you take a loan for your education, the interest deduction you get right from the time when you pay. Now what happens? Education loan are scheduled in such a way that, say now you are in first year, so you will get second, third year. So obviously in 3 years you don't have any income. So educational loan are settled in such a way that once you start earning, okay, your repayment of EMI starts. So no EMI for first all the years you are taking education. Once you are done your education, then your repayment starts. So from whenever your payment starts up to 8 years, the interest payment you will get as a deduction under section 80E. Okay? My voice is low. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot my mic. Yes. Okay. Once again, I will say it. See, guys, how your education loan are being made. They are in such a way that once you have done your education, they give a loan every year. Okay. Once your education is done, then the repayment starts, because then what you are going to start earning. So in the case of education loan, after your repayment starts, you will get the deduction of interest payment only up to 8 years. Okay. Once your repayment starts, so that comes under section 80E. Deduction is allowed if loan taken for the education of self, spouse or children. Everyone clear? Next is 80EE. This is deduction in respect of interest on housing loan. So see, first you will get interest. Now pay attention. For housing loan, see, if there is a principal repayment, you get deduction under section 80C. Interest payment, first you will get deduction under section house property under section 24B. If you have still more interest to go, then you can take under 80EE. Are you clear? Arey yaar, why this stop now? Yeah, see this chart. Clear everyone? So now what 80E restrictions are there? Pay attention. The loan should be sanctioned between 1/4/16 to 2017 only. And the limit is that how the loan should be not above 50 lakh. The purchase price of the house should not above 50 lakhs. And the limit of loan is only 35 lakhs. So 50 lakhs should be your own fund. So if you are purchasing a house up to 50 lakhs and the loan is up to 35 lakhs, then the deduction is available in 80EE if it is still remaining after your house property deduction. Okay. So an extension to this came later on, which is 80EEA, which is for the loan taken from 119 to 31st 3/22. So this is another 1.5 lakh is there if you take loan from this period to this period. Again here restriction is there on the value of property. The value of property should be not more than 45 lakhs. So it is for all a middle class people of India. For them, they are specifically made that if you buy a house up to 45 lakhs, the interest deduction first you will get in house property. More than 2 lakh, if you have interest payment, then you will get deduction here as well under section 80EEA. So EE is for up to 17 only, maximum 50,000 limit. EEA is above that as well, that goes up to maximum 1.5 lakh. Only house property should be about 45 lakhs stamp duty value. Everyone clear? Similar is 80EEB, but this is for electric vehicle. So if you take an electric vehicle, interest on the loan of the electric vehicle about up to 1.5 lakh you will get as a deduction. If you take loan up to 1/4/19 to 31st 3/23. So if you understand, guys, see there are four deductions which we have seen. E series is all for your interest. Okay, E 80 E E 80 E E A 80 E E B, right? This is for your interest on education loan, house property, electric vehicle. Maximum deduction, no limit, 50,000, 1,50,000, 1,50,000. Right? Further, this is allowed only in case period, no period, deduction is for 8 years from start of repayment. This is 16 to 17. This is 19 to 22. This is 19 to 23. Right now? Yeah. Everyone clear? House property value SDV 50 lakhs, 45 lakhs, no value. Loan limit 35 lakhs, no limit. No limit, no limit, no limit. Everyone clear? So see, if you remember this chart, this will help you to remember all the interest wala deductions. Just note it down or just take a screenshot, guys. Ask me if you have any queries. Remember, loan shall be sanctioned between these dates. If it is dispersed later on, no problem. It shall be sanctioned between these dates. See, it is clearly said, loan should be sanctioned. So in some MCQ question, what they do, they give you that loan was sanctioned on this date, but disbursement happen a year later or 2 months before or 3 months before. पहले तो नहीं होगा. A year later or 2 years later or 3 years later. That's not a worry. It should be sanctioned between this period, and you will get the deduction. Everyone clear? Have you taken the screenshot of this? Come on, say me everyone, is it clear? Shall we go further? Okay. Now comes the next and the very interesting deduction, that is your ATG. Okay, now ATG deductions will be distributed in two parts. One without limit, another with limit. So this is with limit, that is another unlimited. In case of unlimited deduction, guys, whatever you pay, direct uska 100% or 50% you will get at a deduction under section ATG. Okay, so how much we pay? So for such who are 100%, see, National Defence Fund, PM National Relief Fund, PM Armenia Fund, CM Relief Fund, Zila Saksharta Samiti, National Sports Fund, National Children's Fund, Cultural Activity, Swachh Bharat Kosh, Clean Ganga, National Fund, this all. Yeah. Okay. So for all this, if you pay, is it visible to you guys? So for all this, whatever you pay, you will get 100% deduction of them. Whatever amount you paid, you pay 10 crore, you will get 5% per deduction. You pay 50 crore, 25 crore will be deduction. Further, of this, the 50% deduction would be given for this. So Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, you can see all they are related to focused on one family, and no PM from now, so PM drought relief fund. Okay, you can remember in this way. So ahead of this, all the 100%. For this, how much ever you pay, uska 50% you will get as deduction. So if I pay 1 crore, I will get deduction only 50 lakhs. Here I pay 1 crore, I will get 1 crore. Here I pay 10 lakhs, I will get deduction only 5 lakhs. Here I pay 10 lakhs, I will get complete 10 lakh deduction. Okay, so whatever amount you pay, uska 100% or 50% you will get deduction in the respective head. Further, the next deduction is limited category. So what is the limit? So limit is, see how we can remember this limit. Wait a minute. Where is that limit? Wait a minute. Yeah. What is the limit here? So for payment to promotion of family, the limit is 100%. 100% ऑफ द लिमिट. सो फर्स्ट हम ये लिमिट कैलकुलेट करेंगे एंड देन हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे कहाँ पर देना है. सो इफ यू आर गोइंग टू पे फॉर द इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ प्रमोटिंग अ फैमिली, 100% इज द लिमिटेड कैटेगरी. If you do pay for the donation to Indian Olympics Association, so in that also 100%. So for F and O, it is 100%. For housing development, donation to temple, Gurudwara, mosque, donation to charitable trust, promoting minority, for them then it is 50% of the limit. So please remember, donation category first, limited, unlimited. In unlimited, no tension, जितना pay करोगे उसका 100% और 50%. In limited, first you see how much is 100% and how much is the 50%, and then we'll see on how you are going to do it. So what is the limit? So limit is the 10% of adjusted total income. So what is adjusted total income? So adjusted total income is your GTI, gross total income, minus all deductions other than ATG. What comes is your adjusted total income. Iska 10% would be the limit. So pay attention. Practically this happens very differently. Okay, see what you do is you first see what is your GTI. Okay, from this you subtract all deductions other than ATG. Obviously this comes your ATI. Iska 10% is your limit, so that comes to 25,000. So your ATG limited category deduction can't go above 25,000. This is very clear for you. Everyone, is this clear for you? Gross total income minus all deduction. We are doing this working note. Okay, this is working note. They'll give you ATI. ATI is 10% is the maximum limit of deduction what you can get. Now what you will do, you will see in limited category that how much is your 100% wala part and how much is your 50% wala part. Matlab how much is for your family planning or your Olympic Association, and how much is for your what we say, H was for, yeah, Housing Development Authority, right? H, how much is there for trust, how much is there for what we say, temple, Gurudwara, church, okay, and how much is there for minority committee. Say for example 100% में मैंने donate किया say 15,000 and minority के लिए मैंने donate किया say 30,000. Okay, so this is 100% allowed. So first claim this. Is there still balance in your limit? Yes. इसका कितना होता है 50%? 15,000, but limited to 10,000 only because that's the highest ceiling. So you will get how much? Total 25,000 as a deduction. Okay, so this has to be done very carefully, guys. Okay, for example, other than instead of this, say it was 10, so 50% would be only 5,000. So my deduction was 15 plus 5, that is 20. Is it under limit? Yes. So only 20,000 available. So this limited category gives you ceiling. You can't go above ceiling, but you can stay below ceiling. And below ceiling, if you are there, no problem. 100% will 100%, 50% will be 50%. If you are going above ceiling, to take 100% full, 50% will be blocked for the deduction under section 80G. This is separate part and unlimited category is separate part. इन दोनों को मिलाकर आपका 80G का पूरा deduction बनेगा. Are you understanding, everyone? Okay. So please do one thing. I am giving you some of the example. First, say me. Everyone understood this 80G part? Everyone understood this 80G wala part? Come on, say me, guys. Case 1. Adjusted total income equals to 8 lakhs. Okay. Donations. Family planning. So I have given 40,000. Okay. Trust. I have given 20,000. Temple, I have given 60,000. Okay. And minority development, I have given another 50,000. Say me how much eligible I am there for, how much deduction I will get under section 80G. Yes. How much deduction I will get under 80G? Come on everyone, say me the answer. Hurry, come on, say me the answer anyone. अभी तो इतना एक्टिवली आंसर दे रहे थे सब. Are you able to hear me guys? Are you not getting it? You have any difficulty? Ask me now. Hurry, say me yes or no. Are you there with me? Are you understanding? Yes or no? Come on, say me anything. At least say me something. So see, family planning is for 100%. You will get 40,000. Trust is 50%. You will get 10,000. Temple is 50%. You will get 30,000. Minority committee is 50%. You will get 25,000. What is total? Total is 40 plus 150, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 1 lakh 5,000. But it has to be restricted how much? 10% of adjusted total income. That is only 80,000. So you will get deduction of 80,000 only. Got it everyone? Okay. Everyone got it? The one who haven't answered it? Okay. I'm giving you one more question. Because you don't seem active here, I feel there is some confusion here to you guys. Family Okay, and donation to PM Relief Fund. PM National Relief Fund 1 lakh. SEBI donation eligible for 80G. Everyone just scroll your bar to get to the live first. I feel some of you are behind. Please say me what is the total deduction under section 80G here. एक और एक ऐड कर देता हूँ. PM Drought Relief Fund 80,000. So you have adjusted total income of 12 lakh, family pension, family for promotion of family you have 50,000, trust 10, temple 10, minority 20, PM National Relief Fund 1 lakh and drought relief fund 80,000. Say me total deduction available for section 80G. Okay, I got one answer from Malika, which she deleted. Come on, answer guys, I'm waiting for your answer. I got one answer from Shiraksha, very good. One answer from Kirti, very good. Malika has also given same answer again. Samita given one answer. Okay, pay attention guys here now. In this question, see, these are limited category, these are unlimited category. Unlimited category, you get unlimited deduction. Please remember this. So from family pension, 100% goes to 50,000. For trust, 50% goes to 5,000. For temple, 50% goes to 5,000. For minority, 50%, 10,000. What is total of limited category? It goes to 70,000. What is maximum available is 1.2 lakhs. Is it within the limit? Yes. So you will get all 70,000. This is the limited category. Keep it separate. Add PM Relief Fund 100% unlimited. You will get complete 1 lakh here. PM Drought Relief Fund 50% unlimited. Get 40,000 here. Total deduction is 2,10,000. Correctly given by Shiraksha. Kirti done some gadbad. Samita done gadbad. And Ridha, Malika given correct answer. Very good. Got it? So that's why I'm giving, see, make this classes worth. How? By learning something new, by practicing it more. See, theoretically you thought that you had understood all, but when we took a practical question, you got to know what's the difference between limited and unlimited. So that's the problem with the tax. Theoretically we feel that we have done, but the application practically is something very different, which even may you not have thought. Okay, that's why here the questions also matters a lot with your revisions. Everyone clear with you? If you want, you write down this example with you guys, so this will be helpful for you and understanding later on when you will be doing self-study. Oh, that's the very important part. If you are everyone clear, semi-clear, then I will move forward. Everyone clear? Okay, very good. Let's go to next section, guys. The next section is section 80GG. If someone who is paying rent but not getting HRA can get deduction here. The limit is 5,000 per month or 25% of adjusted total income or rent paid minus 10% of adjusted gross total income. Okay. So adjusted total income is again adjusted means same, gross total income minus all deduction other than this. So it is 5,000 per month or per month, or 25% of adjusted total income or 10% of adjusted rent paid minus. So just like HRA, okay, because this person is not getting HRA and is still paying rent, so we give them the deduction under section 80GG. Okay, इसको हम घर भी बोल सकते हैं, 80 घर, so you'll remember it nicely. Okay, next is your 80GGB and GGC. Okay, further 80GGB and GGC talks here. 80GGA, B and C. GGBA is for all SSCs having income under PGBP. GGB is for Indian company and C is for foreign company. Okay, once again I'm saying GGA is for all SSCs who are having PGBP income. B is for Indian company and C is for foreign company. Okay, what happens here when they are donating for scientific research? Now see, GGA is for scientific research. Why not PGBP wala income? Because PGBP guys are already getting deduction under section 35. It is for all those guys who are not under PGBP but still want to deduct or pay amount for scientific research. They will get 100% of deduction. Only the thing is that it should be in check if it is about 2000. Next is for political party. If you pay or literal trust, you pay 100% deduction, 100% deduction, and this has to be made only in check. No cash allowed. Everyone clear? So you can remember this three section altogether. GGA for anyone doing for scientific research or rural development other than PGBP wala person. Next GGB for Indian company, GGC for foreign company if they are donating to political party. Okay, last section, second section, 80JJAA, ja ja a. Okay, this is for deduction is 30% of additional salary you pay to your new employees. So whenever new employees join to your company, whatever salary you pay, 30% of this new employee's salary get as a deduction. But please remember, it is only for new employees, okay, and aggregate new employees. So say for example, last year I had 100 employee, 20 gone and 20 came, not deduction. Say 20 gone and 40 came, I will get deduction for 20. Say 20 gone and 100 came, I will get deduction for 80. So aggregate आप कितने number से employee बढ़ा रहे हो, upon that this deduction is applicable for you. The thing is what, you should pay them salary by draft, NEFT, RTGS. They should be part of your provident fund and everything. They should be working for more than 240 days in a previous year. And in case of manufacturing or apparel or footwear, more than 150 days. Their salary should not be more than 25,000 per month. Okay, and they should participate in RPF. Okay, so now pay attention. If someone is working for less than 240 days, so maybe he will get next year. Okay, but remember your total employee on an aggregate should increase. Also, he should be, if it is a footwear or apparel business, so the limit is 150 days. He should be regular employee and he should also participate in your provident fund, having salary less than 25,000. In this case, whatever is the salary, it's 30% you will get as a deduction here. Everyone clear? Okay, so see in this question you will understand this. See in this question they have asked to whom you will get the 80JJA deduction. So see, these are 75 employees who are regular, having salary 24,000. Date of employment from first 4, they will get this deduction. So total salary 24,000 into 75 into 12 months, ये करना मत भूलना, into 30% will be deduction. Next, employed on 125 employee, regular 26,000 salary, they will not get the deduction here. Further, employed on 18 casual employee will not get the deduction here. On 19 they are less than 240 days, they will also not get the deduction here. So only deduction would be available to 75 employee getting 24,000 salary for 12 months. But if it is footwear or apparel business, deduction will be available to this as well, as they have worked for more than 140 days, they are regular employee and they got a salary less than 24,000. But remember what happens, you write this everything correctly. Remember, इनको salary इतनी ही देना जितनी बची है, total salary मत दे देना. Are you understanding? So this is your deduction in section of 80 JJAA. Last some sections depending upon income, which is 80 QQB for royalty from books. You will get deduction of 1 lakh or eligible royalty, whichever is lower. If you get a lump sum royalty, then this. If you get the percentage wal royalty, then it is up to 15% of books sold. But deduction is how much? The eligible royalty or the 15%, whichever is that, or 3 lakhs, whichever is lower. So 80 QQB is for books, by Q likhiye books, and RRB is for royalty. Again, royalty received or 3 lakhs, whichever is lower. If you are receiving this in foreign country, please bring it into Indian country within 6 months of receivable. And last section are 80 TTA and 80 TTB. This is for normal citizen, this is for senior and very senior citizen. Limit is 10,000, limit is 50,000. Limit for only interest on saving account. Here interest on saving plus FD ka interest. Please remember this. So remember, in income from other sources, you will add this interest and you will get deduction whichever is applicable in here in your, what do we say, the last part. Once again I am saying, above you will get add it and below you will deduct it. For normal citizen 10,000 only on saving interest, but for senior citizen they have included FD interest as well and limit is 50,000. Do remember this. Okay, so as soon as the question specifies is senior citizen, your bulb should be on. Not only for your taxation rate, but also for certain deductions which are applicable for senior citizens. Like for 80D, the limit increases. 80 TTB is applicable to them, not TTA. Okay, so here we finish our chapter of deductions. Hopefully I have tried to take maximum, in fact I have tried every deductions. I have tried to take even questions wherever the confusions I feel you will get a confusion. Hopefully deduction chapter is all done very nicely. Yes, let me know in comment section if it is perfectly done. If you have any query in any particular part, quickly ask me. If no, then let's take a 5 minutes break and then let's proceed to our next chapter for your TDS section. Okay, and then we'll finish TDS and then a small chapter of your written filing and we are done with our income tax revision. Evening, remember today evening we have class 6 PM to 8 PM. Okay, here we will do RTP and some questions of gross total income and we'll have a chill session here because we would be done with all the provisions. Okay, so we will have a chill discussion, a chill practice session for you at today's evening and that's it. We will be done for your income tax for today and for your revision as well. Okay, as I've said you, please join my Telegram channel where I will be sharing link of all the rapid revisions or just go to, that's what you can do, or you can just be updated with my YouTube channel. There I will put all this in the parts for every chapter, so you can repeatedly listen it and it will be more helpful for you for a quick revision. And how you can use this revision very nicely is that, guys, as we all learned everything, almost everything from me in the revision now, so Before starting the chapter, you quickly read, quickly see the video, because the video are hardly for 10 minutes for each chapter. So before starting, quickly listen the video and then do the chapter. And then again, if you want, listen the video. That will be giving a triple effect to you, and it is very helpful. I have got this get this feedbacks from your seniors only, from ODP and Alvas. Mangalore I haven't been yet there, but from ODPs and Alvas I have got this reviews from you guys, your senior. You can ask them. These audios and these videos are going to be very helpful. So before starting chapter number 2, just listen the audio, hardly 5-10 minutes. This will be very much helpful for you. Okay, so that I'll be putting on YouTube, but that I will put after 5th. I'm not there for a week here, so once I'm back I will put that there. But till the meantime, you can definitely go with all this revision lecture, because these are available on YouTube for all the time. Okay, now let me know if you have any query in your, say, this chapter. I got one query from Kirti, that sir, in 80 JJA what will salary include? Salary include everything, whatever you pay to employee, whatever you pay to employee. It's on employer point of view, no perquisites here, employer point of view. So here the salary include whatever actual amount you pay to your employee. Clear, Kirti? Okay, so let's take a break of 5 minutes. Let's be back at 12:50 sharp and we'll continue with our next chapter. In meantime, if you have any query, so please post it in the chat. I will come and I will take that first, and then we'll move to the next chapter, that is your TDS wala chapter. Okay, thank you so much. See you in 5 minutes time. Hriday, in case of lump sum payment of medical insurance, you will divide it for the number of years the medical insurance has been taken for. So if taken for 3 years, you will divide it into 3 years. Okay. If anyone else also have a query, please post it, guys. I will come back and I will look at it. Let's see you at 12:50 sharp. Okay, guys. Let's start with our next chapter, that is your TDS. Okay. It seems none of you have a query. That's great. If you have any query in any particular thing, you can reach out to me later on also. You know, guys. Okay. The next and the last part of the chapter is your TDS, TCS and TCS. So TDS is simply that whenever you are doing payment to someone else, just cut some amount of payment and pay to the government with the number of the person whom you are doing this payment. So what happens, the one who is getting this payment, he can trace back that payment from the government. Why government put this thing of TDS? So what happens, guys, in short, when you are deducting some amount from the particular payment and you paying it to the government, so government automatically gets to know how much person is getting total amount, and the other person is also required to file the return with the government. Okay, so this is a win-win situation for government. Also government gets the tax quite before, like they do not need to wait for the complete year to end and then get a tax. They get a twice tax in advance. Okay, so TDS is an amazing you can say weapon of government, because they get it's a lot beneficial for them. Now see here, when to do this TDS. So please always remember, TDS has to be done at the time of payment or crediting the account, whichever is earlier. Remember this very nicely, huh? At the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. Only in the following 5 cases the TDS needs to be done on the time of payment. The case is salary, the case is employee provident fund, the case is winnings from lottery betting and gambling, the case is maturity of life insurance, and compensation paid in case of compulsory acquisition of property. In these 5 cases, the TDS need to be done on the basis of payment. Rest every case, the TDS needs to be done at the earlier of payment or credit. Okay, so these 5 cases becomes a highlight for you. Why? Because this can be a very good MCQ question for you. So please remember them nicely. Okay, applicability of TDS is all separate as per the percentage is all separate. Applicability to is all separate depending upon this each section. If someone doesn't provide you PAN, in that case you need to do the TDS as per the rate or 20%, whichever is higher. So if the respective rate is higher, you will do the TDS at that rate. If not, then you will do at 20%. So it is simply a kind of dhamki to everyone who do not want to wish to show the PAN card. Okay. Further, there is an amendment here which says that if the person has not filed income tax return for the both assessment year relevant to the previous year, immediately to the previous year in which the tax is required to deduct. So like in last 2 years, if you haven't filed income tax return, then in that case the TDS, the limit for the filing of income tax expired, and the aggregate TCS is in case of 50,000 or more. So if a person haven't filed income tax return for last 2 years, okay, and your TDS amount is more than 50,000, please do twice the rate prescribed, twice the rate in force, or 5%, whichever is higher. So you have to also check that whether he has paid the income tax return in last 2 years or not. Okay. Arey yaar. Yeah, just a minute. It just stuck. Yeah, it's now here. Is it done? Yeah, it's here now. Everyone clear? So now let's start with each and every section of this part. Okay, the first section talks about 192 TDS on salary. This TDS has to be done on applicable slab rate. So what happens, employer at the end of all the period, he asks employee to give a complete statement of his income. So all the income has to be considered. Loss from only house property has to be considered, and the rate will be respective slab rate applicable to employee. At this rate, you have to do this TDS. Section 192. Please try to remember the sections of TDS and deductions. These are quite important because in question, you sometimes may not understand question only if you don't know the section. Okay, so these sections are quite important. This has to be remembered by you. So again, you can make a chart and stick it somewhere. Next is section 192A, and anywhere, any section you want further explanation, any extra examples, please come message, please put in the chat. I will take more examples of that, or else generally I will go with the normal flow. The next is section 192A, which talks about accumulated balance of provident fund. So if there is any accumulated balance in provident fund and that has to be paid to the employee, that has to be given with a 10% TDS. Okay. See now, next is your 193, TDS on interest on securities. So if they are paying any interest on securities, the TDS has to be done at 10%. But no TDS has to be done if it is paid to LIC, paid to government and demat securities. So आप अगर LIC को government को pay करें तो उनका क्यों TDS काट रहे हो? Other than that, if you are doing any interest on securities that you are paying that, so that has to be deducted at 10% TDS. Okay, further, the next is this TDS is not applicable in this following cases. So some national defense bond, national defense bond, national defense bond, national savings certificate, debenture issued by government, cooperative development bank, notified by central government. If it is among this, then you do not need to do the TDS in the interest of that as well. So this is a huge list. Okay. So just remember basically of this list, it's very difficult to remember this list as it is. Remember basically if it is any of your government notified bonds or any of your national defense bonds or certain thing like that, then you do not need to required to do the TDS on the interest on this. Next section is section 194, which talks about dividends. So when a domestic company pays a dividend and dividend is above 5,000, even they need to do a TDS of 10%. But if it is paid in cash, then no need to do TDS. If it is paid to LIC, GIC, no need to do the TDS. Another important part, see now some of the section I will mark them as important, like salary as well. So this doesn't mean that you have to read only the important. आपको learn और read सब करना है. Important आपको 2 बार पढ़ना है. या आप सब 10 बार पढ़ रहे हो तो important 11 बार पढ़ना है. I'll say it like that. Okay. Next is TDS on interest. On securities is covered in 193. Other than securities, interest, when you pay interest to bank or public financial institution or anything like that is covered, or any person as well, it's covered under section 194A. So if you are paying the TD interest and interest is up to 40,000, or even bank is paying you up to 50,000 in case of resident citizen, senior citizen, 5,000 in other cases. If they are paying you interest, then this interest is going to be taxable. TDS would be applicable at 10%. Who will do this? In case of individual, only the person who requires details, only if his last turnover is of 1 crore or more. If it is individual, other than individual, everyone will do. And in case of individual, if his turnover is about 1 crore, then and then only will do this TDS. Okay, so bank will do this TDS if they are paying interest more than 40 or 50,000 in case of senior citizen. And other than this bank wala part, the limit for this TDS is 5,000. So if I am paying anyone interest above 5,000 rupees and my turnover for last year is above 1 crore, I have to do the TDS under this section. It's very important, this section. Next. Section 194B and 194BB. B is for winnings from lottery, betting, gambling. B for bade log, you can remember like this. Or double B is double bade log, winnings from horse races. The TDS is at flat 30% if the amount is about 10,000. So if your winnings are below 10,000, no TDS. If your winnings are above 10,000, TDS has to be done at 30%. Everything clear? 194B and double B. Another important section is 194C. Very, very, very important. 194C is your TDS on contracts. Now please remember, the word contract doesn't mean any contract or any contract which is made on paper or legal or what do we say, or just a conversation contract. It doesn't mean like that. When you are saying any contract, it means the contract which is customized specifically for you. Okay, for example, if I am buying a normal AC worth 50,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh for my office, no TDS. But I am customizing a AC for my office, TDS would be there. If I am buying ready-made furniture, no TDS. But I am customizing furniture for my office, custom making it, then TDS would be there. Limit for this section is single payment 30,000 and yearly payment 1 lakh. So if a single invoice go above 30,000, TDS has to be done. If all invoice together goes above 1 lakh, TDS has to be done. Who will do this TDS? The one to whom the audit is applicable in the last year. Who audit is applicable? Section 44AB for the person who have turnover more than 1 crore, if you remember. So these guys have to do the audit, do the TDS. At what rate? At 1% if the other person is individual or HUF, or 2% if other person is other than individual and HUF. So please pay attention. Anyone whom audit is applicable, giving payment, individual HUF or any other SSC, here 1%, here 2%. But when single bill is above 30k or total is above 1 lakh. Everyone clear? What type of contract which are customized for you? Okay, just a minute. Further, pay attention here. And who will do? Only the one who to whom audit is applicable. If I am the one who audit is not applicable, I do not require to do it. For the purpose of contract, works include advertisement. So see, अगर आप advertisement broadcast कर रहे हो किससे, so it is a customized thing. TDS will be there. Catering, TDS would be there. किसी को होटल में जाकर पार्टी दी, no TDS. But catering services ली, TDS would be there. Carriage of goods, passenger other than railway, manufacturing and supplying of any product as per customized thing, job work. So now, so for example, say Trisha classes have given you all of you t-shirts. For buying t-shirt, they have given you, all of you guys, they have given a t-shirt. So this t-shirt, say me, whether TDS would be there or not. A normal plain t-shirt they have buy it from the market and they have given you. Say the bill is 1.5 lakh. Say may TDS under section 194C would be there or not? Yes. A normal ready-made t-shirt they have purchased and given to all of you. Payment to that supplier is 1.5 lakh. Say me 194C is applicable or not? No, very good, because it's a ready-made purchase. But say Trisha classes have given them specific color, specific size and our logo as well. In this case, TDS will be applicable or not? It will be applicable because it is now customized. Also now further remember here, the one interesting thing is there. Now say TV channels are there, you know. If TV channels take a ready-made series, say Ramayan, which is already made, here no TDS because it is ready-made. But if they are asking some production house to make a specific serial as per their requirement and direction, here TDS is applicable. Everyone clear? Further, if I am giving newspaper person, agent to do a advertisement in a particular paper, TDS is applicable. The advertising agent gives this to paper, no TDS. Why? Because it is just like a purchase and sell for him. Are you understanding, everyone? So TDS is section 80C is very important. and it has to be done at 1 or 2%. 1% for individual HUF and 2% for corporates or any other SSCs and individual HUF. Next is 194E, TDS on payment to non-resident sportsman association entertainer, flat 20% plus cess. So the foreign people, sports person come to India for playing IPL or commentator as an IPL or an entertainer, any entertainer. So Justin Bieber has came to India. So whatever amount our Indian people pay to him, Indian people means the organization who is organizing this consult is paying to him, they will deduct TDS at 20% plus cess. So please remember, whenever you have to do a TDS for non-resident, we know he is not going to come back to India to pay taxes. So हम उससे सारा पैसा ले लेंगे. So 20% plus cess, the TDS has to be done. अरे यार screen. Wait a minute, I don't know what problem is happening with screen. Yeah. Got it, everyone? Next, 194EE. In this case, deposit under National Savings Scheme, 10% of TDS will be done. Who is going to pay you? No such deduction shall be made where amount of payment is less than 2,500 in a year. Okay, this is also very important, huh? Again I am saying, important means अब बाकी सब 10 बार पढ़ रहे हो तो important आपको 11 बार पढ़ना है. Everyone clear? Next, 194F, repurchase of a mutual fund or a mutual unit of trust of India. If a person is repurchasing this, so your mutual fund, in short, you are selling your mutual fund to anyone else. So one who is paying you will do a TDS at the rate 20% for this. Another important section is TDS on commission of lottery sale ticket. So that's 5% if commission is above 15,000 for the complete year. So lottery company gives, see now what happens if there is a lottery ticket. So we go and we buy it. Lottery company gives this ticket to this agent. So whatever commission this agent is getting, if it is above 15,000, TDS is applicable at 10%. Everyone clear? Similar is, this is important, TDS on commission and brokerage. So if someone is earning a commission and brokerage and the brokerage is above 15,000, so you are paying someone commission or brokerage and the brokerage is above 15,000, it is going to be fully taxable, and it is TDS is going to be applicable at 5%. So remember, on this commission and brokerage thing, it is 5%. So some of the important section you can remember like this. 192 is salary, 193A is interest on securities, 193C, C for contract, okay, and this H, 194H. So H, can you see this? H, who is connecting two people, right? So it will help you to remember. It's your brokerage wala section, and it is, if it is above 15,000, the TDS is applicable at 5%. Everyone clear? Next, 194I, another very important section. If a person to whom audit is applicable, to them only, he will deduct the TDS. If the rent is about 2,40,000 in the complete financial year, okay, if the rent is for land and building, the rate is 10%. If it is plant and machinery, the rent is 2%, the TDS rate. If his if deposit is there, no TDS on deposit, but if deposit is non-refundable, TDS would be eligible on that as well. Okay, now here is one of the case law which I'll discuss with you. Pay attention. So what used to happen, say this is the airport, flights come and land here, Now you know this flights or this airline company have to pay rent, not rent, or I will say some charges to the airport authority or the one who is taking care of the airport. So now government people, income tax people held that this payment of airline company to the airport authority is a payment of rent, and hence TDS under section 194I will be applicable at the rate 10%. But airline company used to do 194C at the rate 2% only, as they were corporate. So now this was a case law of Singapore Airlines in India. So the court held that 194C will be applicable because they don't only collect this rent, but there are also multiple services which they give, like opening the toilet tankers, cleaning of the flight, refueling it, some flying charges, and this and all. There are so many different. It's a complete package. It's not only the rent of that particular place. So the court held it that it's a 194C will be applicable and not 194I. Everyone clear? Because I is on only rent. Everyone clear, guys? So rent on land and building 10%, on what do we say? On plant and machinery 2% if it is about 2,40,000. Next, then 194IA TDS on transfer of immovable property. Any person who is transferring the immovable property, if the property price is above 50 lakhs, actual consideration or not SDV, actual consideration. So 1% TDS has to be done. So for example, if you purchase new property and you are giving a payment, so this payment 1% TDS has to be done even by individual as well. All the persons, if the property is above 50 lakhs, actual consideration, 1% TDS would be done at the time of payment or credit, whichever is earlier. Next, this is also important. IB, immovable property on rent. Now, see, I was for the one to whom audit is applicable. If an individual like me, who is to whom audit is not applicable, tax anything on rent, and rent is above 50,000 per month, means something is very substantial. If rent is above 15,000 per month, then TDS will be applicable at 5%. Now please remember what this says. 194IA for all individual and HUF. For audit is applicable, then go in 194I. If audit is not applicable, come here. See what is your rent. If it is above 50,000, this is applicable. TDS to be done at 5%. But the TDS amount should be maximum the last month rent or 5%, whichever is lower. So for example, say 5% comes to say 10,000 and last month rent is only 8,000. So TDS would be 8,000. Everyone clear? The complete year TDS to be done at one point itself. Do not need to do every month. At year end in the March, you have to do the complete TDS. If the rent is above 50,000 per month. Everyone clear? This is also very important and interesting section. A good question can be formed from here. Yes, is everyone clear? Is there with me? Next section is 194 IC TDS under development agreement. So this is for joint development agreement. So if anyone gets into a joint development agreement, okay, so here 10% TDS has to be done by the time of the payment. Okay, so what happens, the builder doesn't only give some flats to the owner of a land, but he also gives some consideration to him. So whatever the consideration is there, 10% will be TDS applicable on this consideration. That is 194 IC. Next, 194J, another very, very important section. TDS on professional service. Why very important? Because this is what your TDS is going to be deducted in future. So everyone who is going to pay you, if your bill amount is above 30,000, no yearly limit, one bill and total limit as well, the same, 30,000. So 10% TDS will be done and then only he will give you the balance payment. Please remember, The limit of 30,000 is separate for professional service, separate for technical service, separate for royalty and separate for non-compete fees. And no limit for director fees. Director fees 1 rupee से भी TDS applicable है. So say if I give technical service to someone, 30,000 limit is separate. I give professional service to same person, 30,000 limit is separate. Don't mix this 30,000 limit for this particular section 194J. Okay. Further, 194K TDS in respect of income in units, in respect of units, income in respect of units. So if it is below 5,000, no TDS. If it is in capital nature, no TDS. So if you are getting any income or any amount after selling some respected units, so you will get this TDS applicable. From here the new section starts. This section just started coming 2-3 years back. 194 LA, whenever there is compulsory acquisition of land, LA you can remember as land, and if your compensation is about 2.5 lakh, 10% will be TDS done by them. But remember, this TDS will be done on payment basis, not on credit basis. If you remember 5 situations where TDS is done on payment, not on credit. TDS on contract, commission or brokerage. Now see, earlier which we learned of commission and brokerage section 194H, that was applicable to only audit companies, the company to whom last year audit was applicable. Now this is for the one who is individual HUF and paying brokerage up to 50 lakh rupees. मतलब सच में कुछ तो भी बहुत बड़ा है. इंडिविजुअल भी 50 लाख का ब्रोकरेज पे कर रहा है, कमीशन पे कर रहा है और प्रोफेशनल फीस पे कर रहा है, तो 50 lakhs की लिमिट रहेगी आपकी. But if audit, whom audit is applicable last year, he is paying, the limit is only 15,000. 194H, he have to deduct TDS at 10%. So a comparable section is 194H, TDS on commission and brokerage. So it was only to the person to whom audit is applicable. Rate was 10%, limit was 15,000. Everyone clear? Yes, is everyone there with me? If you want any particular section to be gone in more detail, please let me know. This is the amendment wala section, new and very important. TDS on cash withdrawal. This is applicable to banks and post office. If someone withdraws cash and the withdrawal of cash is more than 1 crore, up to 1 crore cash withdrawal is fine. If withdrawal of cash is more than 1 crore, they have to deduct TDS at 2%. So now up to 1 crore you do not need to do anything. Above 1 crore you need to start doing the TDS. In excess of 1 crore. Not only in one account but one or more account maintained by that particular person. Everyone clear? Here there is more interesting information. If that particular person have not filed income tax return for last 3 years, then the limit of withdrawal is 20 lakhs. At 20 lakhs the 2% has to be done. Above 1 crore 5% TDS has to be done. So see, for example, for normal person the limit is above 1 crore TDS at the rate 2%. For the one who haven't filed income tax return for last 3 years, the limit is 20 lakhs. Above 20 lakhs, he has to file. About 20 lakhs, he has to file. About 20 lakhs, he has to deduct. 2% will be deducted, and above 1 crore, 5% will be deducted for such special person. So just imagine someone have not filed income tax return for last 3 years and withdrawing crores of cash. Government want to know such persons. Everyone clear? Next, section 194O, which is sale of goods for provision of service through e-commerce operator, 1% if it is above 5 lakhs. So अगर आप किसी e-commerce operator के थ्रू आपके goods sell कर रहे हैं तो e-commerce operator ही आपका TDS काटेगा 1%. If he is selling more than 5% of your goods. Deduction for senior citizen, specified senior citizen. So now see, a specified senior citizen. Now senior citizen is very difficult for them to go to CA and pay the income tax return. So what they can do, they can go to bank and they can say that this my income. मेरा जितना भी tax है पूरा आप काट दो. So they do not require to furnish a different return for this. So but for whom? For 75 years or more, and the one who have only income from pension or interest and no other income. So they can just furnish a declaration. So also senior citizen 675 plus more, you can simply go to bank if you have only income from pension and interest income, and then bank can itself simply do your all TDS. You do not require to file separate income tax return. Further, purchase of goods whose turnover receipt is 10 crore, the seller has to deduct a TDS of, if the payment is above 50 lakhs. So if someone is purchasing some goods, okay, so see here, we are going to see one more section further. Yeah, if someone is purchasing the goods, in that case, if you are paying him above 50 lakh rupees, in that case also you have to deduct a TDS at 0.1%. And last, transfer of virtual digital asset, 1% TDS has to be done. So this is all the TDS sections and the limits and the percentage that who needs to do and when he needs to do. I request you, please take a chart somewhere and do it. It's very important and at the same time very difficult if you sit and do it. ये ऐसा है जो आपको बार बार रिवाइज करना पड़ेगा ताकि आपको चीजें याद रहे. Okay, so here you have to set it and you have to complete it. Everyone clear? Now please remember that whatever TDS you deduct during a month, so whatever TDS one deducts during a month from 1st of month to 31st of March month has to be paid before 7th of next month, and this is the of payment, and returns need to be filed for this respective months before. This is for TDS, this is for TCS. So for 30th June, 31st July, so every another month's end after quarter. Only for March it's specific after May, because already everyone are very busy in March clearing. So every month you have to, every quarter you have to file the return by the next month's end, but only for March you have extra 1 month, you have to pay up to 31st of May. Everyone clear? So further, if you don't pay TDS, now pay attention, this is very interesting limit, okay? If you don't deduct the TDS within the time limit, okay, the interest is 1% up to return filing due date. या जब तक आप पेमेंट करते हो तब तक इंटरेस्ट आपको लगेगा 1% पर मंथ और पार्ट ऑफ द मंथ. सो इवन इफ सिंगल डे इज एक्स्ट्रा यू विल गेट द कंप्लीट मंथ्स इंटरेस्ट फॉर TDS अमाउंट. नेक्स्ट, if I deducted the TDS but I haven't paid in the time limit, interest is 1.5%. आपने लोगों का पैसा कट करके उनको पे नहीं किया, ज़्यादा बुरा काम किया, interest is 1.5% per annum. Okay, please pay attention, understand this. If I don't do the TDS and don't pay it, interest is 1%. If I do the TDS and I don't pay it, interest is 1.5%. And disallowance under PGBP is separate. ये तो interest की बात हो रही है सिर्फ. Everyone clear with this? The return has to be filed within the due date, or every day you will get 200 rupees per day penalty. Last is your TCS. TCS has to be done in this sections, for this payment only. Alcohol purchase for human consumption, tendu leaves, sale of scrap, timber, mineral oil, and this is an important part, motor vehicle. If it is about 10 lakh, if your basics other than taxes, if your motor vehicle is about 10 lakh, the person will collect extra tax from you. TCS is opposite than TDS. Here the payer doesn't deduct it. The customer, the another person collects it. That's why the name is tax collected at source. So if vehicle is above 10 lakhs, this has to be done at 1%. So if you are going to purchase a vehicle about 10 lakhs, say आप Honda City purchase करने गए हो 15 lakh rupees की, so the showroom will ask you 1% extra amount and he will pay to the government and it will reflect onto your PAN. Okay, that's it. I feel we'll stop here for now. In the next session at 6 to 8, we will do this small part remaining of advanced tax. I want to take it nicely because that interest is very interesting in this part. Once we do the advanced tax, we will move to the last return filing chapter, which is hardly of 5-10 minutes, and then we'll start with the RTP questions. Okay, so see you all at sharp 6 p.m. last session of our as it is last session. Okay, a cake also. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. A cake for your results. Okay, see you. Take care at 6. Also, if you have any queries, let me know. I'm waiting for here for next 3-5 minutes for your queries, or else then we will see you off and see you in the evening in our last session where we'll finish the balance part and we will take the RTPs or model test paper. Then everyone, any queries, please write down in message. If any section has to be taken, please write down in the message, or I'll just write down bye bye, take care. Yes, 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 yes. 194R has not been covered here. Insurance claim. Once when you get insurance claim, not on insurance claim, but you have tax on your maturity of insurance. Okay, and you are getting some amount. 1% is applicable if that insurance is not taxable. If it is taxable above 1 lakh, if the payment is there, then TDS would be done. Section 194R is there. Yes. Who is going to do a TDS? Any what you are asking? When a business or profession gives perquisite to anyone which is about 20,000, which includes cash plus kind, okay, the TDS will be done by this business or profession. At 10%. Okay, what you are asking? Wait a minute. So such business and profession whose turnover in last year is above 1 crore and profession whose turnover is above 50 lakh, and if they are giving perquisite to someone, monetary as well as non-monetary perquisite, which is above 20,000, they have to deduct this TDS. Clear, Hriday? Okay. But 194R is applicable to our you or not? Let me see once. Wait a minute. Sir, I asked the question regarding setting off of the brought forward losses. As sir, the brought forward loss has lesser set off validity period than the current losses to be get. Yeah, Kirti, you are correct. It's correct. But problem is what the rule says that first you will always set off current year losses. In fact, first you set off depreciation, current year losses, then you separate depreciation, and then you subtract. That's wait a minute. I had just mentioned that as well somewhere in my notes. I will show you just a second. What should be the sequence of your set off? I will just show you that. Yes, guys, if you have any queries, please stay and ask me. Clear it. We can clear, no problem, guys. But please don't go with confusion. I've just given it somewhere. Yeah. See, see Kriti here. Always you set off first current year depreciation, brought forward losses, and then unabsorbed depreciation. So means current year depreciation matlab current year losses as well. And then brought forward losses and then unabsorbed depreciation, because unabsorbed depreciation can go for infinite years. Got it, Kirti? Any other guys have any other query, guys? I was looking for the 194R. I'll just see if 194R is applicable for you. Deduction chapter. Yes, rest if you are done. If you don't have query, no problem. I will just check about 194R. In the meantime, if you have any other query, please let me know, guys. No, R is not applicable for your attempt mostly. Hriday. Let me see when 194 hour came. Oh, it is there. It's in budget 22. So it will be there. It's not there in study material. It may be in your RTP. It may be there in your RTP. I have to check it. Okay. I will just check it and I'll let you know. Hriday. Page number 9.72. Thank you, Sri Raksha. Oh, yes, it is there. I also missed it. Thanks. Hriday, you also said it. I have just missed it, guys. Okay. So, again, an amendment section, important one. Requires a person who is responsible for providing a resident. So, whoever gives this benefit, which are about 20,000, 10% will be applicable to it. Okay. It includes kind amount plus cash amount, total amount. But to whom this is not applicable, see, pay attention here, everyone. No tax is required to deduct under this case in case the resident SSC value of aggregate is less than 20,000, or in case an individual HUF whose total sales gross receipt or turnover from a business or profession does not exceed 1 crore. So the one to whose business turnover is less than 1 crore or business or and profession. So for business the limit is 1 crore and for profession the limit is 50 lakh. If you have turnover above this turnover, they are saying, if it is above this, you have to deduct the tax at the rate 10% of a person to whom you are giving benefits of more than 20,000. That includes cash as well as kind. Okay. So, and financial this turnover you will check of the last year. There is nothing like that, Hriday, it's not applicable for the person to whom audit is applicable. It is also applicable to whom audit is applicable. Okay. In case any difficulty arises, okay, they will give it personal providing the responsible providing. Okay, so this is what this section means. So if someone is paying, now what exactly see in payment, what they have included here. In case where the benefit or perquisite, as the case may be, or so both, is wholly in kind or partly in cash and partly in kind, but partly in cash is not sufficient to meet the liability of deduction of tax in respect of whole of such benefit or perquisite. The person responsible for providing such benefit or perquisite shall, before releasing the benefit or perquisite, ensure the tax required to be deducted has been paid in respect of such benefit. So before doing this, at the time of itself, again credit or payment, whichever is earlier, he need to do the TDS first and then he need to do this. So in short, it will help what? It will help all the people who are receiving this perquisite getting notified by the department. So all the departments will simply get to know who are this person who are getting more than 20,000 ka benefit, and whether they are also getting showing this into their salary sheet or their income tax return or not. Okay, That's what this section has been said. Even I missed it in my notes. I just don't know how I just left it out. Hopefully all other sections you have completed. Yes, that is 194 OM. Okay, that's it done. Yes. Thank you, Shira Aksha. Thank you, Hriday. Anything else, guys? Yes. Anything else? Any other section that has to be specifically taken? Please let me know, guys. Wait a minute. If let me see if there is question upon this. No, they haven't given any question for this. Okay, done, guys. Any other thing? Anyone else have any queries? Please ask me, guys. I'm setting it for you. Any queries, any particular topic, any particular section that has to be explained, let me know. If no, then you can move on. That's it for today. Guys, I have marked some of the sections important. Okay, please do that double time. Okay, even this is one of the important section for you. Yes, Amita, welcome. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.